Man Called Raven, written by Richard Van Camp and illustrated by George Littlechild. Richard Van Camp is from the Northwest Territories. He is a graduate of the University of Victoria. George Littlechild is from the Plains Cree Nation. He lives in Vancouver, British Columbia. The grade level for this book would be grade 3 or 4 because of the discussion of violence and smoking. Although smoking is mentioned in context of Aboriginal culture, I personally would not want to use this book with younger children where the appropriate message may not be sent across. Richard Van Camp begins the story by describing two young boys tormenting a raven with hockey sticks. The raven escapes from the boys, and in his replacement they are confronted with a large man. The man is disgusted with their actions and takes the children to their home where he tells them a story. The man tells the boys about an old man who used to hurt ravens. He explains to the boys that one day a raven began to follow the old man. The old man eventually became tired of the raven following him and began to feel different about himself. He tried to hide from the raven, but that was impossible. One day when he was hiding in a tree, he tried to jump off to another branch, but he fell. The man tells the boys that when the old man fell, he turned into a raven. This old man, who now was a raven, watched over his own funeral back in the village. The man explained to the boys that there were many people at the funeral, which shocked them. He explains that it was at this point the old man realized he was not alone. The old man's job now was to look out for his people. The man tells the boys that the raven would only become a human again when his people were in desperate need of his help. This book expresses the importance of respecting nature from an Aboriginal perspective. Richard Van Camp uses this book to show a contemporary representation of Aboriginal people and a loss of their culture. In this story, the man tells the boys that they do not know how to respect their land and they need to understand what harm they have been doing by hurting the raven. This book gives light to the holistic perspective and emphasizes the importance and interconnectedness of all living things. Our textbook, Our Words, Our Ways, goes in depth to explain Aboriginal worldviews and how they see a unified vision. These worldviews assert that all life is sacred and that all life forms are connected. This book is an excellent way to show students how to value and appreciate different viewpoints. You can incorporate social studies outcomes into a lesson with this book and explore the importance of community and differing worldviews. An activity that I would use in my classroom is to give students a generalized topic and have them write and illustrate a short story. At the end, students will be able to see how their cultures and beliefs affected their writing of their short story and how many different stories came from one topic. This book shows the children learning a lesson orally as they are told a story from this mysterious man, a traditional way of learning for Aboriginal children. Since many Aboriginal children learn differently, it is important for teachers to incorporate literature that expresses the different worldviews and traditions. When creating a lesson and a classroom library, books such as these should be incorporated as it shows a respect for many different worldviews. Using resources such as this one is important to create a community in the classroom where students are able to share their opinions, beliefs, and also listen to the beliefs and ideas of others. As a teacher, it is important to recognize the differences in the classroom and show how appreciation for the differing learning styles and language arts, as well as other subjects, by using the resources that will benefit all student learning. This book is an excellent example of how language art content can represent the values of many cultures. Students need to feel that they belong in a community, and as a teacher, this goal can be reached through the use of proper resources that reflect the diversity of the classroom. Students learn better when they are able to make connections through their learning. If resources such as this book are available to students, they will be able to make deeper connections and maintain a better understanding of their learning. A Man Called Raven is an excellent book written by an Aboriginal writer. You can use this book as well to explore the different authors and how their cultures influence their writing in children's literature. In summary, A Man Called Raven is an excellent book for students to see how different cultural beliefs and practices can affect the way a story is interpreted and written in language arts.